Okay, welcome back to video number 3. You'll notice there's a little more going on the home page. It's getting a little filled in. So this one, I'm going to show you how to create an excerpt and how to code your excerpt. So here are the codes. I've filled it out. The last video goes over how to make those. Here's all of my linked quotes and data. Here are some excerpts that I've already made. So I'm going to show you how to make an excerpt. Go to excerpt. Those are my already made excerpts. So here, if I go to media and I know what number I want, let's say I want number 13. I'm just going to click on lucky number 13. Here we go. Then I want to take this. I want to highlight what I want from it. And then I'm going to go down here and create the excerpt. Now, in ours, because they're all just a couple of sentences, you're pretty much highlighting the whole quote from the person. You might not. You might find just a part of it. But you need enough to give enough context to show how it fits into your coding scheme for when you interpret your data. This is the reason you select it here is because you might have pages and pages or a half-an-hour interview, all typed out with someone, and you want to just go through and pick out the important parts that you're going to then apply codes to. And that's what you would do here. And for each one that you want it separate. You want to bring it out as a separate excerpt and code it. So down here at the bottom, there's these little quotation marks. Doesn't say until you scroll over. It says create an excerpt. You create it, goes up here. Now that's going to be automatically waiting for us when we get back to the home page. So we'll do another one of those. If you want to get to the next one in here, all you do is click Next Media, this forward arrow, and you get another one. Pick the whole thing, go down here, create excerpt, got an excerpt, do it again, forward arrow. Oh, and there I am at one I already have. So I'm just going to leave it. Okay, I'm going to go back to my home page. Those excerpts I just created show up in this box down here that say excerpts. Now I have 14 because I've been practicing. In your excerpt box, it will have the quote, the number of the respondent or the descriptor, what they said, the number of codes applied. So they said, I want to be able to help people. One code, wanted to help people, right there. The next one, though, has a little bit more written, and it has more codes connected. Wanting to work in the medical field, wanting to help people, being exposed to OT in undergrad, and having some previous experience of being exposed to OT. So different quotes will have different numbers of codes. This one has 5. This one has 2. I'm going to go up here to 0. This one has 0, so it hasn't been done yet. I'm going to find one that I choose. Here we go. This is mine. When I was in high school, my neighbor had an extremely premature baby. He had hydrocephalus and severe disabilities. She hired me to babysit and also go to therapy with him and then come over and do the therapy activities during the week. I really liked his OT. So I'm going to go down here. There wasn't necessarily, those things were probably going on, but I shadowed an OT and really benefited from that. And also that means I had some personal experience, which was my neighbor having a baby that needed OT. So that exposure. And those were probably, so I can also pull up this parent code, previous experience. But when I have the child codes under there, it kind of also implies that. Okay, enjoyable work. I didn't say anything about that, but it is. Aligned with personal values, good fit. There isn't really anything in the quote that's directly about that. This is more about previous personal experience in shadowing an OT. So I only want to pull out the important parts, attach those codes by dragging and dropping them up here, click out, it's automatically saved. And then I can see down here that I've applied those codes, 3 codes, to this quote. So we'll do another one, double click, it opens. Shadowing an OT in a pediatric setting solidified my desire to be an OT. So that's pretty much previous exposure, which was shadowing an OT. All right. And then another thing that you can do besides clicking out and going back down is you could just go to the next excerpt. And that one's already been done. You can just keep going through until you find one that hasn't been done. Okay, so next is a nice way to get back and forth between the excerpts to add or take away codes. And in here you can add or take away codes as you're going along. So I witnessed how occupational therapy helped my family, and I wanted to do the same for other people and their families. Okay, so we're going to add some codes. Previous exposure, personal experience. And it sounds like wanting to help. I see the word help, wanting to help. So I get those down, and then when I'm done adding my codes, let's see. Do I have any more? Oh, here's another one. Surprised at the lack of bedside manner in other healthcare experiences and felt like OT was more holistic. So I have a code for previous experience, but not previous good experience, bad past experience with healthcare, and feeling like OT is more holistic. So alignment with your values and also a holistic approach. And I'm going to click out of that, and then you do that for everyone and line up all your codes, and hopefully all your codes get used because hopefully you wrote them from the data that you saw when you were reading. We can go down here and get some information. Maybe we want to see what age groups. So we're going to set is just going from default to we're the why we are OTs. Look in the field where you can choose any of the fields. I'm going to start with age and realize, okay, so the older, I have a small set. I only have 14 excerpts in, and not even all of them are coded. But in that group, the 29 and over group said more about it being aligned with their personal values. And the 24 and under group said more about it being a good fit. The 25 and over group said they like the holistic approach. Nobody so far has said personal growth. The younger set said it's enjoyable work. So you can go through, and once you have enough data, this might give you some information. I think right now it's all just idiosyncratic for who happens to be in there. More men said they like the holistic approach in my particular data set. More women said it was a good fit for them. More men said it was aligned with their personal values. So that you see how once you get it all in, then you can break it down. There are other ways to look at it. But I have now shown you how to add an excerpt and how to code the excerpt, and a little bit about how to see some information once you have that all in there. Okay, so that's all for now.